welcome to Full 42. We are. Did you tell me not to hit live? Is that why you did?
No. I hit live.
Oh, okay. You looked up like, you hit live.
I was writing something down.
The top 5.
One of the ones that I'm going through pictures from the weekend, and I forgot about this one and how much I liked it.
Oh, okay, cool. So Mike and I just got back from the Gathering of Friends. We were planning on having Wes Todd on here, who is with you on This Is the Play episodes. Go check those out, which come out, Fridays? Are they usually Fridays?
Most of the time it's Fridays, depending on where we are with conventions and technology and who's traveling where. Like we plan on Fridays, but how plans go.
Yeah. So I got a nice whole day of rest, and you are you're being held up by like sticks or strings or something right now, right?
Brutal. I sent you a text earlier. The drive here was fine. I left. I was up till 4:30-ish. The alarm went off at 9, so I got an extra hour of sleep than I did almost all of the other days. So the ride here was fine, but then I got here and it was like that. There's nothing to do, so I can kind of unwind. But I had the kids, so like there was a little bit of that. But as soon as it started to get a little bit quiet and nothing was going on, you saw Mike just like, "Oh my God, I can't keep my eyes open."
Yeah, so if you don't know, the Gathering is a convention. They keep it real small. It's invite only, so it will never get big and giant. But like because of that,
those that have been to QsCon or know about how I talk to QsCon, like it's a ballroom in a hotel with some outside of the ballroom tables, so it's limited to the amount of people that can be there. It's not.
Right. It's not like your normal. It's like there's no exhibits or anything like that. Like, and it is mostly industry people, but everybody you talk to is just like, shut up about work. I just want to play games. I like to chill out and stuff. Right?
It maybe 60-40. There are plenty of people, like especially from this community, that are not in the industry. Right? They just enjoy.
I mean, Aos, one of my favorite humans there, comes from Australia and has no connection to the industry other than just being friends with a lot of us. So a lot of people.
It's not about that. There are people. It was the 34th anniversary of it, and there are people there plenty of them that have gone there for more than 20 years that are friends of Alan's that started back when things started, that are just friends around the game table and have nothing to do. Like Ron, I don't know if you got a chance to play with Ron, but Ron's from the area. Ron is not in the industry at all. He just fucking loves games. And he's been going from the beginning.
Yeah, I met a couple guys on the way to at the airport. I was still wearing my hoodie, the Gathering hoodie. And they were like, "Oh, we just came from there." Didn't even recognize them as if I'd passed by or anything, too. So I was just like, "Oh, okay, cool." And come to find out, both of them have been out of the industry for a long time. But because they made friends, they're off doing stuff and all, but they have friends and all, so they show up. And one of them was a 20-year attendee, black badge guy, so
special thing. It's unique as fuck, and it's my favorite. I've talked about it before you went. It is my favorite time of year, like next to Christmas, I think. I just love it's a different feel. It's not an industry thing. Like you can pitch and you can take pitches and you can work on your prototypes, but there are plenty of people there that use it to unwind. They'll take a day or two, maybe they have to go to the room and do some work, but it's not your Gen Con where you're doing your 8 hours of booth stuff. Then you got to go eat dinner. And then to see anybody, it's either a quick hug, how you doing, safe travels, or you're staying up till 2 and having to do it the next. This is not like that.
Really?
I mean, I'm not saying me.
Yeah. You and I were up to like 5:30, 6.
There was one night, I got to go through the pictures and see what times they were. There was one night that I left before anyone else that was in that room. Every other night.
You had to, you just like can't stay up. Yeah. Midweek, you're like, I have to sleep like 10 hours to recoup and to do it again.
No, I had that thing on Friday and I had to be responsible Thursday night. So I left at, I think it was 1:45 instead of
right. But not everybody stays up that late. We're the last ones out in a lot of those days, right? So
yeah, it's not. It's more about I want to be able to see as many people and hang out with as many people as possible. I know 1:30.
Hey, Eric. Yeah, we need to be careful to. 1:30.
Yeah. Yeah, they
was there. That was great.
Yeah. But it's my favorite. I get to see people like that are also in booths for 8 hours, 9 hours a day at like Origins and Gen Con and PAX, but there is no booth to man, right? You're just literally just playing games for however long they're there for. They're not bonkers crazy like I am. Some will come for 5 days, some will come for 6 days. But I want to spend as much time with these people because they're some of my favorite humans on the planet, right? Like Eos. How you see Eos once a year, and it's at this thing because he's in Australia.
Dude flies from Australia every single year. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But yeah, so we, I also want to be. It is invite only. It's hard to get in and all that stuff. I don't want to like rub it. This isn't rubbing in people's faces or anything like that. So, but we did want to. I mean, we just got back from it. So, what else are we going to talk about? Right? I played 31 games in the 7 days I were there. You were there for like 10 days, so you probably played more.
12.
You played 12 games?
No. I think I played 12 games in a day. I was there from the Thursday before it started until this morning. How you doing, Wayne? I was there the whole time, but I'm also I'm lucky enough to be close by, so it's a car ride, right?
That's true. I had to fly
15 to get there.
Yeah, I had a 12-hour travel day because my plane got delayed, and then I had to reroute halfway through. Oh, it's brutal.
Well, he had his flight canceled. He was lucky enough to get another flight, so he wasn't like super late.
Yeah,
there were plenty of people that had flight cancellations and delays. And
yeah, it's in Buffalo, which is not a direct flight for a lot of places, unfortunately.
Right.
But you know what? I didn't even see the Niagara Falls.
I didn't go this year either. The beginning of the time that we were there, it was all gray and cloudy and cold. Yeah. So it wasn't even
There were a couple days it was good.
It really is. It's nice to have a place that most of the people that are industry folk that are there, and again, it's not all industry folk. There are plenty of people that are outside that are just gamers, but they do go and just like I was talking to Josh from Think Fun when we went to go get lunch, right, with Eric Lang. And he's like, I just want to shut up. I want to play any game.
Talk about work.
It's not mine. That's already published. Like, I just want to play games. I don't want to deal with work or thinking about. And unfortunately, with you and Eric and him and myself, we ended up talking about design anyway. But
in a less
right,
like it wasn't work. It was just geeks talking about stuff. We also talked about all kinds of geopolitical and music, and that was a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey was there. Was happy to play it up. There's Donnie. I saw that you saw the Falls. You must have gone there before me. I think you were there. Like it must have been like I think everybody took some trips early on, and I missed them. Not that I was, I saw them last year. So once you see the Falls,
I actually went with Corey and Donnie and DeVito and Keith last year. So and they're the Falls, right? Like it was a beautiful day. You didn't have to wear a jacket, so like it was worth the walk. But then the beginning of the week we were there, it was raining some days, and it was just cloudy and cold, and like the Falls will be there. And again, I'm lucky enough to be right here, so it wasn't not like out of bounds for me. So
yeah, you're in a good spot. You can drive to most of these cons. I have to fly to every single one except for BGG Con because I'm in Houston.
Well, now that Gamma moved to Kentucky, I literally drive to the four of them. I got Origins, which is 6 hours, Gen Con, which is 10, Kentucky Gamma, which is 10, a little less, 9-ish, and PAX U is less than 4.
10 or less I would drive too, but really other than Dallas. I used to have South PAX, which was in San Antonio, but that's not around anymore, or PAX South. That's not around anymore.
Well, you got BGG Con, and then there are those that go to Geekway to the West, and there's Gamehole Con in Minnesota. Like
that's cool.
We're very lucky to have so many conventions around us, and there's always one nearby, right? Whether it's a local like mine, which is 400 people in your backyard, or within driving distance of something. Like we went to the Niagara Board Gaming just across the border in Canada. The level up was northern Jersey.
No, I mean, talk about jealousy and stuff like that. Is when I got back, I immediately you feel that whole I don't have friends around me kind of void immediately because you've been doing it for days, right? And I don't have that here where I live. There's no conventions that are, anything that happen. I don't have a game group at the moment. Like it's a void right now. And so I see stuff like in LA, they have First Play LA, and I've attended a couple of those when I went to LA. I'm like, why don't I have stuff like this in Houston? And I know the answer is you should do it, and I'm not that kind of person. But we all have things that we kind of, I wish I could do this. I wish I could be part of that. But it all comes down to like, you want more friends, more spending time with people in your, what you call it? Like, or did you call it this? Like your people or
your tribe?
Yeah, your tribe, like your people that you identify with. Yeah, we were talking about Venn diagrams at one point, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Like there's somebody who's just all about sports, but they also like board games, and I'm not crazy about sports, but I'm Star Trek and Star Wars and board game. As long as you like hit that board game thing, you start feeling like a community, and it's pretty cool.
Yep.
But yeah, now I got to start something here because I can't wait a whole year before I see another human being that likes to play board games besides my wife and I and my brother.
Find a place to go and then do like a meetup group and see if there are people that come in almost every other week that find one of the other communities in the group post about QSCon Tuesday at the bar, and they're like, "Oh, I found it on Meetup," or "I found it on Meetup." Like,
yeah, well, there are a few board game groups that I've tried to attend here in Houston, but it's definitely not the same. Right. But it just feels like we're here to knock out some games and go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nobody's like talking to you and making conversation and stuff like that. That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, this isn't the episode of I wish I had more cons that are local. This is the episode where we're going to talk about the top 5 games that we played. Now, you and I played a lot of games together, so there's going to be overlap. So I got a list of 7 here, and hopefully there won't be some overlap.
Yeah, you went to bed early some nights, so I played stuff after you.
No, whenever I was there. You better not have, because I closed the room with you.
I went back in.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. But before we do that, we could do announcements.
Yeah.
I forgot about announcements. Well, one of the announcements, I think we already said that Wes Todd was supposed to be on here. If you read the description, he's still traveling, unfortunately. Yeah. But you'll have a Let's Play later this week?
We'll have it. This is the play.
This is the play. Yeah, whatever it's called.
Yeah, we're going to do something on Friday. I'm not sure what game we're going to play, or else I would announce it. But yeah, we'll shoot for 6:00 on Friday, and see how that works. If he doesn't have a nail appointment or a hair appointment or a beard appointment, that's going to take him to 6:00.
So, yeah, that's cool. I almost hit escape. Did I end the stream? Okay, never mind.
Don't do that.
Normally, you have a Luca painting for us, but this time I have a Luca painting.
Exactly.
So I have it right here. So I was gifted this awesome one. I don't want to say much about it. I want to get everybody's thoughts. This is from Mike's 2-year-old here, Luca, and it says, what you have it on the back here, March 28th. So it's March. Let me do this here so you can see it better.
And he signed it on the bottom.
Yes. He signed it?
Uh-huh.
That's his handwriting?
No, on the other side.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In the bottom corner, yeah. So what you're going to have to do when we're done is I'll show you what I do to the ones that I have, but on the bottom, you'll put the full 42 and then the number painting it is. I think we're up to 57 or 58, and then today's date. So in the future, you can look at the date, go to our show, and be like, "Oh,
Nice.
this show is on," and then see what everybody talked about.
That's cool. So, yes, what we normally do here is we show a Luca painting, and it's a Rorschach. Tell us in the comments what you see, and we'll talk about it as well. Sunset Pterodactyl. Ooh, yeah, I could totally see that one because there's the. Yeah, this is hard to do. This is the head, the wings going out. It's almost like an X-wing though. Just got like 4 wings. Orange singing. Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, I can't unsee the pterodactyl now. That's really good.
Yeah. What do you see whenever you? I mean, I know you know the story and whatever, but you see anything else?
No, well, now I see the sunset with the pterodactyl. I mean,
yeah, we should have said before we read the comments, I guess.
I see if the orange dots that he was doing around the outside were different, I kind of see a purgle.
A purgle?
Yeah, like looking at what Eric was saying about the clam, like it's almost like it's opening its mouth to the left.
Oh, okay.
But then that, like, I don't know, something with the purgle. It doesn't have the tendrils coming out the back, but you could see them like maybe they're straight behind him or something.
Right. Wait, you mean a flurkin?
A what?
A flurkin. You're talking about the cat with the tentacles coming out of the mouth?
No. Like the purgle has the tentacles coming off its back, like off the back side of it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like tentacles coming at you. I was like, wait, did you mean that one? Okay, you're talking about the space whales.
Yeah, the space whales. Yeah, like the front of it, that would be its mouth kind of facing in the left side of the screen, like that facing that way.
Orange dots or music notes.
The orange dots get in the way. I'm trying to see them as stars, but but I also know what he was making when that was made. So,
right, so the story is. Oh, do you want to say what it is?
No. I don't want to say what it is. I want you to say. But did I show you the picture of it, of him painting it?
Oh no, you didn't.
Well, tell the story, and I'll find the picture because that's riveting television.
Okay. Well, this is what you told me, but you held up. Did you hold up the box or just a card or
pin that I wear at
the pin? So you have a little Troubles pin, and you showed it to him, and this is what he painted. It's a Trouble.
It is a Trouble.
Lion King Pride Rock. I could see that. Oh yeah, look at that! Look, you could actually see the like lion.
Right good one, Corey.
That's a good one. So yeah, this is Luca's first Trouble drawing.
It is.
That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. What was the date of it? The 15th?
March 28th.
Oh, wow. I'm in April. I should go back a little farther, huh?
So I'm going to keep it back there for the shows. It could be with the other Troubles.
March 29th. Pigs on Trampolines.
You notice I also have a photo back here from the year before.
Oh, the one I gave you?
Yep.
Nice.
So, why am I big?
Where's the pin?
There we go.
I don't have the one with the pin. Nope, that was a different one he was painting.
Show it next time.
There he is painting it.
Oh, cool.
He was done painting it. Right? And then he was admiring it.
It's good that he admires the work.
And then when he's done, he's putting it on the easel.
Oh, that's cool.
And he'll say all done. And then he gave me a high five.
That's cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's awesome. I got my own Luca painting.
There's a couple of them out there now. I mean, he is international. He is an international artist.
Right.
There's a couple of them out there. There aren't many, so they're rare, except for the 7,000 of them that I have in this house. They're rare paintings outside of this house.
So just keep them painting so that this becomes like really valuable someday. Get myself a house.
Absolutely. I will work on that.
Any other announcements other than what we have? Do you know Oh, we haven't planned the next guest, right? So we don't have that.
No.
All right. So no announcements.
No. I haven't an announcement.
Oh.
We don't have to plan guests. Like I'm gonna try and get. I just got to set up or figure out what day or when people are free. But I talked to Eric Lang about coming on the show, so he'll come on.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Who else?
We did have him on whenever that one gathering one where we met a lot of people, but it'd be nice to have him as a full-time guest. Yeah.
There was someone else I talked to that's kind of going to come on the show, but I don't remember, and we'll set that up.
Nice.
Yeah, the big announcement is that I had 2 boxes of charcuterie sent up to the gathering for like early eyes. Yep. And I got to I got Whitney. Whitney was there, who's one of the co-designers on charcuterie. And last year we had Michigan Troll sent up early, so Corey and Donnie could open it, and we got that on camera. So here,
that's really cool.
I was able to get Whitney opening her own, the co-design of her game, and she, unboxed it, and we got to play it with a couple different people. She played it more with other people, but I got to play it with Deb from Wise Wizard, and they got she made a charcuterie tray for the playing of it. So it was really cool to sit around.
Oh, that's cool.
The actual copy of the game, and Dave and Di, who were play testers on it, got to play it like the actual final version from what they play tested.
Oh, that's cool.
A year and a half ago, to like seeing their name in the book and having it on the table in front of them. At the gathering, so that was really fun. I guess the announcement is it's at the warehouse, and fulfillment should be starting, if not next week, the week after, or if not this week, the week after. Most likely next week, but fulfillment should be beginning soon on that. So that's big news.
Yeah, I actually got to try. It's not going to be list, so I'm just going to jump ahead and show it. But I actually got to try this game. Can you read that?
Yeah, with Matt.
Paper Guards. Yeah, and I had play tested that at Gen Con. With the prototype. So it's always fun whenever you play test something and then see it in real life like a year later or something.
Hey, Kabuki.
Hey, Kabuki. No game night tonight, huh?
Oops. Oh yeah, Monday night. Yeah, that on my end, that was it. That's all I had going on, other than the Rangers winning Game 1 against Washington last night. But you couldn't care less about that, so
that's fine. I'm glad you enjoy it.
It was. I was very happy.
Okay, so that's announcements, which means we're going to move on to the top 5 games.
You have no announcements. You don't have anything to talk about.
I never got anything going on. Nope. I stay perfectly the same throughout. Nothing new.
Which I know is not true. It's just you don't talk about things.
The problem is a lot of stuff I can't talk about, right? Because it's industry stuff, and yeah. I mean, I know you got stuff too. Because we share secrets.
I actually get the prototypes of the stuff we've signed and play them on the show without getting permission.
That's fair.
Like, no, we're gonna play it, and that's gonna happen. So
you've never gotten yelled at, though, right?
No, you can't. There's some stuff that needs to be under a tight grip and under an NDA, and I understand that stuff. And there's some that doesn't, and I'm sure you'll talk about it either when the time is right or when you're allowed. But that will, like most other things, when it comes to you and I, it won't stop me from busting your balls about it.
Sure, of course. Yeah, I mean, like, I can't vague say stuff, so why do it? We'll wait till
I can't get in trouble if I say anything.
Yes, you can. Don't say stuff.
What?
Okay. No, I'll get in trouble if you say things. Don't say things. I can say things. Anyway, this isn't fun to watch. This is just us messing with each other.
This show is built on us bickering. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. That's very true. Let's talk about the top 5 games that we played at the gathering. Now, we talked about a lot of we played a lot of these games together, but I have a good bunch on here that I played with other people, so we won't have too much lap over, I think.
No, I don't. I mean, I definitely
not
curate.
Lap over. What's a lap over?
Yeah, on your left. I could definitely curate this to be more of the experiences that came from the games we played, because there are definitely games that I played outside of there, but I got to play. So one thing that I will say, because this is how we kind of do things on the show, is it was awesome for me to be able to play Asking for Troubles with you in person, because we played it online like
That's not on my list.
Right, because it's not on mine either, because we said we leave our own stuff kind of off to the side. But to be able to sit there and play with friends of mine at this thing, and be able to play it with you is definitely a highlight, right? Like that would be one of my top things that happened over the past 12 days.
Yeah, that was cool to play with you guys.
Yeah, right, because we had played it on the show like 2 years ago on digital, but to be able to play it in person and have the history of that game being just a favorite of mine, and then the reason that this fucking exists is because of that Kickstarter that happened, and when the world shut down, and being able to play that in person, that was a complete, like, that would have been number one for this whole 12 days. But to keep that off, curating the games that I enjoyed, or the moments that the games provided, I think would almost be a completely different list. Oh, there you go. See?
I am, hold on just one second. I'm downloading an image I forgot to grab that I will definitely want to show. So,
perfect. So Dave and Di said that Troubles was one of their favorites from the
that's nice.
Matty P, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Hey, Matt was there. Had fun playing with Matt. And the games were good too.
He showed us the Bell's Hells from Darrington.
Yeah.
Yep.
Card keepers. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's do our number 5. You want to go first?
I can, sure.
All right, do your number 5.
So this one's going to be a moment for me. It was one of my favorite games that I played. We played it before, but it created a really fun moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that was us playing Mondraw City with everybody.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. I love the game itself. It's really fun. It's easy to get into, and it creates really laughy moments. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at one of the earlier episodes from 2 years ago, where Chris was describing a dinosaur that was dancing with one leg in the air, and then decided with 3 seconds left to drop that it had a bulbous tail between its legs. And it created a ridiculous moment for all of us. But being able to play that, because we played on the show and we played a little differently, but being able to play that in the presence of people that have watched the show and are friends of ours in person was just a highlight. It was just goofy. I think Di said she's getting one of the drawings that we've made, or she's made, which we saw. And a close second is one of the ones that came from this past weekend. So
yeah, and that was yours. That drawing was yours too. It was a good one. Yeah,
it's just super fun, and it didn't disappoint playing it in front of with people in person. It was just great for me. So
yeah, no, it's a hilarious game. It's always fun when we play it on here. We haven't done it in a long time, and I was happy to play it as well.
Yeah. I'll go with that as my number 5.
Oh, that's a good one.
Not the gameplay is fine. It wasn't that it was my top game from the convention. It was one of my favorite moments from the convention. So that is why it's down. It's not. It doesn't deserve to be a 5. But at the moment, because it's a moment and not about the game created the moment. So I'll throw it in there as a number 5.
All right, I will throw it. I can't pull it up on Board Game Geek because it's not there. So let me share this real quick. It's my number 5.
It's not,
and I also don't really have these in any order, honestly.
Oh wow! Look at you.
I know, but it was playing one of your games, and right?
Made your list?
Yeah, of course it did. We played twice, 3 times, didn't we?
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
This is fun. I would definitely get this game.
Wow.
Yeah, I trying to find the other picture. Yeah, there it is.
Well, so we haven't even released that art. Like, that art's not on the game.
Yeah, I told you I'm going to show it off, and
the art's not even on.
Yeah.
That's actually the first time that's been shown.
Yeah. Do you have an official name for it yet, or is it just the game for now?
Canvas Critters.
What was it?
Canvas Critters.
Canvas Critters. That's right.
Canvas with the critters. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're making. I didn't realize I shot that so close, but you're making a. You're making a. What do you call it? Mosaic.
Mosaic.
That's the word. Yeah, with all these different pieces and stuff. I wish I'd gotten a picture of all the middle pieces, but this was a dragonfly. Someone said dragonfly. That was my.
You should have asked the chat what they thought that was.
What was that?
You should have asked the chat what they thought that was.
Oh yeah, I guess I should have.
That's all right.
But anyway, yeah, those are fox heads and elephant heads and penguins. Is that what that one was? But there's also giraffes and all kinds of different stuff in there, rhinos, and it's fun. I mean, just taking them and putting them together and making. We even after we stopped, we just kept playing with it. So it's one of those games.
Yeah, after the game, you created that.
Oh right, yeah, kitty cat face. Yeah. Alicia said she sees a palm tree. I could see that.
There were burgers made.
Oh yeah, that's your burger. Hold on, let me do this so they could see it better. Here, show the burger again.
I want to try and show. Here's talk about a palm tree. There's.
Oh yeah.
So you see the little crabs and the little shark fins and the turtles.
Yeah, that's gonna be a winner. And it's a prototype too. So. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to test. The reason we were playing is I wanted to test the pieces to see what the chunks were like how chunky they needed to be. Was this your skull? No.
Well, I did make a skull. That was one of the.
That one wasn't it?
No, that. Oh, was that mine? No, that was
that was mine.
That was Aos's.
Oh, was it?
Or it might have been yours.
I don't remember.
Anyway.
Yeah, we have another dragonfly. A couple pieces. Yeah, so we ended up playing. So that's designed by Kathy and I. We co-designed it, and the idea was making mosaics out of game bits. That's where it came from. So now it's there's a curator, and the curator's going to judge the best based on a theme. So whoever the curator, well, now it's whoever's turn it is. You're going to flip a card, and on the card are going to be themes. And this quite literally the word on the thing was dragonfly, and the idea behind that is like every dragonfly is different, so you'll have like different colors and different setups, and then what you do is you turn your canvas towards everybody and give it a name. So the idea is if you make something that isn't quite apparent to everybody because you didn't have the right bits or it just not enough time, you give it a name to kind of clue them into like it's a fork, like, and it didn't look like a fork, so. And then you give out points blindly, so no one knows who's in the lead, so you can't really quarterback or
who voted for who, because then it's not like you hate all my artwork. Yeah, right. We want to feel good.
It was great for me to have you guys kind of pick it apart and revamp it and figure out, well, why are you doing this? Why don't you do this instead? But I'm so thrilled with the art. Her name is Nora. I'm not going to botch the last name. I don't remember it. Two, I want to say something, and I don't think it's how it's pronounced. But she did such a stellar job on those characters, and then there are 4 more characters that are. It's not character specific. It's not asymmetric, but she did such a great job at making that art. Just like the rabbit there. Her name is Bianca Blanco. And she's infamous in her critiquing of art. But if you look in the background, there's the twigs or the sticks or the picture frames that they're.
Oh yeah,
like
that's cool.
Yeah, and of course, for those that watch the show and know Luca, there is a fox on the cover for reasons. So, right,
yeah.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, we saw Aldi there.
Great to see you, buddy.
I never get to play any games with him.
He came before he left. He came up. We didn't play a game again. We didn't play. I got to get to BGG so I can actually like have a better chance at playing games with him.
I've been to BGG like tons of times, and I still never get to play with him.
Well, that's totally your fault.
That is my fault.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm honored. Thank you for putting that on the list. I did not expect.
I loved it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna do so well.
Thank you. I think so.
All right, so that's my number 5. We covered our number 5. Are we doing the snake thing, or are we going you first? We never talked about
Do
this.
the snake thing. I don't think we've done the snake thing in a while.
All right, so then I'm gonna do my number 4. Is what you're saying?
Aldi, while you're here, I actually got that GMT game that you were talking about when you were on the show. The Plum Horror something or other, whatever that one is. I bought it at the flea market at the Gathering. So when we do get together, we should play that one maybe. I'd love to learn it based on what you had talked about on that game.
Hey, Evan.
Long time, buddy.
Plum Island Horror. Yep.
That was it. I picked that up at the flea market, so I want to play that one. If you're still playing it by the time I see you, which hopefully will be maybe by the end of the year.
All right. Well, since Evan just popped in here, I might as well throw this one on the list. By the way, these again are not in any order, but top 5. After the Empire had to hit it.
Nice.
First of all, I made the best castle ever. It was all well. Let me show some. I'm sure there's some pictures on here. I should have uploaded my picture of my castle.
You should have uploaded the picture of your castle.
Come on, some gameplay stuff. Yeah, there we go. So you build your own little castle defending it from people that come in from all sides. So if you've got wood on one side and stone on the other, you want them to come towards the stone because obviously that's better. And you got people on top shooting down the towers on each side, shoot the people on the sides, and you also have farms out there. I didn't have any farms. I just had big fireballs because I let them set my farms on fire and then just built an awesome castle. But I had the best awesome castle, I would say. I lost horribly, probably because I let my farms burn down. But,
You played with Evan, and was it Corey and Donnie?
Yeah. And Evan schooled us just like any designer should do if they get the chance. Yeah, it is a great game. And the best thing is I already had the game, but it was on the shelf of opportunity/shame, whatever you call it. And I was like, I got to get that played. And then Evan was like, I'll show it to you. So best way to get a game played is to have the designer teach it to you, right?
Yeah, sure.
And then school you.
I brought I didn't know if anybody else would have it, and I knew Evan was going. So my intention was to get it autographed, which happened. Now my next step is to actually play it. So.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's worker placement. Mm-hmm. Then see if your stuff survives. Build it back up. Yeah. I think Corey, you were in second place, weren't you? And Corey got sacked like 8 times out of 10 or something. It was insane. Like his whole castle was just at one point he had nothing, no castle, just bad guys dancing around on his dead bodies. But he's still beating me because played the game right. I don't get it. I had a nice castle. I don't get
it. Nice.
Yeah, but no, it was a great game. Very fun, and I think it was the first one I played at the con. Might have been the first one. Like I just stepped in and was like, yeah, let's do it
on Tuesday because you got in late Monday. That's why we didn't have the show on Monday.
Right.
Chris got in late and trying to find service in that area. Like if you're not on the Wi-Fi, which is sketchy at best, I had almost no service. It was just stupid, and it's always trying to ping Canada because you're so close to the falls. Like the border is right there, so it was always like, "Welcome to Canada." I was like, "No, I'm not in Canada."
Yep.
Nice. There you go.
Donnie.
Nice.
Donnie, yeah, made it happen.
I saw Connie walking around.
Yeah. So after the vampire. It's weird. Ooh. After the Empire. New game, that. Evan. Yeah. Co-design. After the vampire, whatever that is.
Jin is great. Yeah. Jin is also, if you haven't played Jin yet, Jin is a very good
I still have not gotten to play. You told me about that game in one of our lists or something. And I saw it there. I think Brett had it, and I was like, oh, gotta get that game played, and never did. There's so much.
Brett taught me at the Niagara Game Con at the beginning of the year and very, very much enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to try it. So anyway, after the Empire, I finally got to play. Very happy.
Congratulations.
I've been trying to get the game for years. So it's very tough. All right. What's your number 4, sir?
I'll stick with your castle theme.
Hmm.
Kind of castle-y. I'm more dungeon-y, but dungeons are in castles too.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think for the first time, a Thunderworks game that I didn't know it played the way it did, and it's Stone Spire Architects. It is an unbelievable, cool puzzle. It's card based, and you pick you're handed it. You have certain cards in your hand, and then you pick one that you're going to play into your 4x4 grid, and then you're going to pass the rest for that round. But you have to do the top row before you do the second row, before you do the third row, and every card you place either has creatures in it, or traps in it, or treasures in it. And points on it, and then the idea is you're trying to connect your top entrance to your bottom entrance, so you're getting points for every card that connects the path. And then there's public objectives that you'll get 2 points for every gnoll in your dungeon, and you'll get 3 points for every 2 goblins in your dungeon, and you get extra cards based on the number of treasures you have. Like or not extra cards, extra points for the number of treasures you have. And you want to end up with something like that has this really cool path from that top gate to the bottom gate. And then every card can have a max of 4 icons on it. And there are ways that you can add traps to it or add stuff to it. Like, it's a really cool market thing, really cool public end-game public objectives or end round public objectives. But you need to place your top 4 before you place your second 4, and then before you place your third 4. And out of the gate, like, I knew the rules, I knew what the hell was going on, but I was so focused on the objectives and the icons on my card that if you look at where the gate is on the top, like the top left of that screen, that red arch, that's your entrance. And then what you'd want to do is trace a path all the way to that bottom entrance. And you get a point for every card that goes from top to bottom, and then again from bottom to top. And the first card I played was off to the left, and the second card I dropped had an entrance from the top, and it was a dead end. Immediately. The second card, and I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
Easiest dungeon ever.
Oh my god! They poked in and they were like, "Nah, we're good."
That's called a cave.
Oh, it's
you made a cave.
So awful. But the gameplay was surprisingly different than I thought it would be, and I really liked the way that it and the replayability with the objectives from round to round or from game to game and round to round, and then the shuffling of the cards. And you look at the bottom row there, you'll notice that there's a black bar with a coin on it, right?
Yeah.
That's your purchase power for the round. So you'll add up all of those and then all of the treasure chests you have in your dungeon, and that's the coins you have. And you'll do a last place buys first. So you could potentially buy a 3 and then still lay up to be able to buy a bigger card, like 2 in a row, because you're last place, right? But when you play your next card, you cover up that coin. That's why you don't see the black bar on the 3 top rows, is because the card's covering up that coin. So you only have it for that round. So the treasure chests you're dropping give you extra coins for the round, but then it'll give you extra coins for the game. There were a lot of layers to this thing that I did not expect. And it's super, like, it's simple. It's not a long, holy shit, my brain hurts. You may be playing it. We played 3 players, probably 20, 25 minutes, because you know me and my, why the hell did I place this card first round in front of the gate? But it was really, like, this was surprising for me. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I walked by and saw you playing it. I was a little jealous about it. I wanted to try it, but just didn't get the time. That looked cool. I like that role player world anyway. So
yeah.
I also like that they kind of keep to the same graphic design styles and all their stuff. So it's real easy to go from one to the next. Like, you understand what's going on. It's very
being in that world too, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah, very cool. That's cool. I wanted to play that one.
It was a really good one. I was very, very happy with that one. Like I said, I didn't expect it to be what it was. I'm very surprised and happy that it is what it is.
Okay, so we both did our number 4. Now you do your number 3. Snaking.
I don't know where to go with this one. Because now we did the caves and the dungeon thing. Well, I'll do another card-based one that I really enjoyed. Well, that would be my number 3. That means this is my number 2 and my number 1.
Good thing you prepped this before the show.
I have it here, but this is what happens when you don't put them in order.
I haven't really had much trouble so far.
Man, this is tricky. All right, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna leave this one off because I think this one was better than that one.
Oh, okay, that's good. That really helps all of us follow along with what you're doing.
You have 7. You're not doing them in any order either, so shut your mouth.
Yeah, but at least I'm pretending like there's, prep here. You're sitting there figuring out your list on the show.
I have it all written down, and you can pause.
Say one.
I don't know which one I want to say.
Close your eyes and pick.
Well, I want to put 2 together.
Okay.
Because they're both trick takers.
All right.
So I think I can get away with that.
Sure.
The first one I played, it was one of the first games I played at the convention, was called, I'm going to fuck it up, Schadenfreude? Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude?
Yeah. SCHA letter, something like that.
Yeah, that's not helping. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Man, what a great site.
Yeah.
Works
so
right away.
This one is a really interesting trick taker where you want to be second place. Maybe. Because if you end up off the 40 points and too high, you're out and second place wins. So you want to lay up and get some points and end up being in second. But also for the trick, you only win the trick if you're in second place. And there are negative numbers in there that could potentially win second place because as trick takers go, you have your trump suit. So if you lead with a red and then, trump is the red and then the next person plays a green and the next person plays a purple, but all you have in your hand is the -3 and the first card played was 2, technically you're second place. So you win. And then what you win become your point cards that you'll add up. And if you ever get doubles of the same point, they cancel each other out. So you could get a -3 and a -3 and they cancel each other out, which means all of your points are now positive and you don't get that influx of negative numbers to make sure you're not too high and not moving too fast through the game. And it took a minute to get around the whole second place and playing offsuit and like trying to burn your cards, but like there's also the 0 and the 10 which are gray and are automatically on suit. And then that ends up like the 0 is really weird because that could be low, but not low enough. And the 10 can't be beat. So there was a lot going on in this one. It's such a simple, fun mechanism.
Yeah, I really like right off the first bat, I got in the second place. So I was like, all I have to do is make sure you don't get points. And I'm throwing all my points at the person ahead. Because you're like, take points, ha 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 ha, kind of thing. But then you see the other person who's behind you taking points. You're like, wait, I need points. Give me those back. Like it's a good kind of like feel of balance. Yeah.
Well, also at any time you could be sitting on the 2, like you wouldn't be able to sit on 2 -3s, but you could be sitting on a -3 and a -2 and a 9, right? And then all of a sudden in a trick, the -3 gets bounced and the -2 gets bounced and you get an 8 and a 7. And now you're like, what? That like you're sitting at 17 and all of a sudden you're at 42. Like it can shift so quickly if you don't have you don't play right or you guess wrong or it's so cool.
The cool thing that it does is that it gives value to the things you're throwing away. Like in trick taking games, usually when you're throwing off, you're just like, get rid of that. That's crap. But when I get to throw off and I decide, do I give them 2 points or 9 points?
Right.
Like that's suddenly every turn you get to do something fun, kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
it's really cool. 4 suits with there's the red, the purple, the blue, and the green. And I know there's a little color difference with the purple and the blue, but there's icons on it, so you know what they are.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just make the purple yellow instead. Like that was the hardest part, was that we kept getting the purple and the blue mixed together because they're too close. Look at that. That's crazy.
I didn't have a problem with it, but everyone else wanted to complain about it.
The first round, I was like, what? But after a while, I got used to it. But I just don't know why you don't make it yellow or something. Orange. Orange would be nice.
Orange would work.
Right.
But also color blindness, like the orange and the red might be too close. Anyway, the art was beautiful. The gameplay was really good. It's a tight, compact box. Like you could take it with you. It was really, really fun.
Yeah. Good pick.
So in the same vein as that, I played
Wait. This is your number 3.
Right. I said there were going to be 2 of them, right?
You can't do 2 of them. It's my turn for number 3.
they're both trick takers. So I'm putting two.
Are you
together.
shoving 2 games into one category?
I am. They were both trick
You
takers.
can't do that.
Together. I don't care.
Cheating.
I'm doing it anyway.
It's totally. Nope. I'm just gonna hit the end the stream. You broke it.
Then end the stream. Do it.
Fine. What's your other cheatery?
Thank you.
Just shoving other games into the middle. So here's his 3.5, everybody.
The whole world is upside down because Chris didn't put his in order. So I don't want to hear it. You already broke all the rules.
There was one rule that you've never followed. So
right. So I always break the rules. So here's my second one for my number 3.
All right. Let's hear your random. It's 3.5, whatever.
Let me talk about it. Jeez. When Evan, all right, you're still here. Evan, I don't know the name of this and I don't know how to talk about it, so I might need your help. But there's a game that's delivering in a few months later on this year. That's whatever. It's called Bah Humbug. It's small furry games. Emily Willix and her company that she does. She's an awesome human. There are 12 games in the box, and one of them is Evan's, and it's a trick taker, and it does something that I've never seen done before, which is so simple and so elegant and so what the fuck at the same time. So it's a trick taker with a set of, it's called the game box is Bah Humbug. I don't know, the 12 games of Christmas, I think maybe it is. So there are 12 games in the box. There you go. It's a collection. Okay, the Giving Spirit. There you go. It's part of that. It's in there.
Good name.
So the game is a trick taker, and it's based on the 12 Days of Christmas. The art's really cool. Like, it's got that classic style. But the cards go from 1 to 12. And there are 12 12s in the game. And there are 11 11s in the game. And there is 1 1 in the game, right?
Right.
When you have your hand of cards.
How many 3s are in the game?
3.5.
Right.
When you play, when it's your turn to lead, you play one as a gift face down. Right? So
okay.
Playing a 4-player game, 4 of us will take a card from our hand and we'll play it face down. And then we play the trick. But the first person to lead, plays their card face down. And then the 3 other players will play face up. Then you reveal the face down card and see who won. And the objective is you have to predict how many tricks you're going to win. And if you do that, you're giving other people points. And if you don't, you're going to get the points. And whoever hits 25 ends the game, and whoever has the lowest wins. But it's
almost like playing the mind with trick taking,
right?
You're trying to figure out their number, and yeah.
But there's no suits, right? So in trick takers, there's suits, and there's a lead suit. It's just highest card, right? So if I play a card face down, am I playing low to get out of this one? Am I playing a 12 to win this one? What did I put in as the presents that are going to go out, right? So then when the second card triggers and it's a 7, well, then I'm like, all right, well, I can predict that maybe that card's a higher than a 7, and I need to win a trick for this round. So maybe I'll go in with a 9, or maybe fuck it, I'll come in with a 2. But the other idea is when you win, the 4 cards that were placed face down as gifts, you can either take all 4 of them, whatever they are, they now become yours.
You don't get to see them?
No. Or you give them out to each player, including yourself. Like, you just randomly will give somebody this and give somebody that. Right. And then they go to your suits. And if you have the majority of the suit, like 12, if you have more 12s than I do, you get the piece of coal for the 12. And then we go to 11. Okay, who has more 11s? That person gets a piece of coal. And each piece of the coal, you add however many pieces of coal you have, that's how many you predicted you were going to win. And if you predicted it right, everyone else gets those points. If you predicted it wrong, you get all those points. And once you get 25, the game's over, and whoever has the lowest coal wins. The simple thing of flipping a card over was like, holy shit, it felt fresh, it felt fun. I'm not a big trick taker fan. Like Cat in the Box was really cool because of its clever nature of every card is no card, right? And you make the card what it is. And this one was just the coolest one that I have played ever. It was so neat.
That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
13 different
So
games.
there's stuff on the card. Like, so obviously there's 12-12, so it's number 12, but there's something else on some of the cards that is for another game and not for this game. So it's neat that there's replayability in the box itself, and it's a regular, like, smaller than code, like thinner than Codenames kind of box. At least the one he had.
Why 13 games and not 12? Isn't it like the 12 days of Christmas?
I don't know why I said 13, 12.
But he said 13.
There's 13?
Evan says 13.
Oh, I thought there were only 12.
It's like you should do 12. So you do 12 days of Christmas. I get Evans out of there. Now we'll have 12. No, I'm kidding.
I really thought it was the 12 games of Christmas on the side.
Right, because 12 is the
song.
Huh. Interesting.
Right. But I'm telling you,
yourself, sir.
That moment when somebody led. Oh, it's Bah Humbug and the 12 games of Christmas.
Oh, I see. Bah Humbug is a game, and there's 12 others. Gotcha.
Got it. Yeah, I'll tell you, man, that playing face down was so. And then you're trying to figure out, what did other people put in? Like, did they put in high numbers? Did you put in low numbers? It's so cool. That one little thing of just putting it face down was mind-blowing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten to play it. I didn't get to play it.
Yeah, see, I told you didn't.
Evan's very stingy. Won't let me play his prototypes.
Yeah, we didn't want you to play, actually. We waited till you sat down to go play Hi-Fi with Kurt.
Oh, that's when you played it?
Then Chris, I think that's when we played it. And then it was like, all right, Chris is busy. Let's play it now.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
I was like, because I think I played like 10 games with Evan, and none of them were this one.
It's a good one. I immediate, like, it's not out yet. It's gonna be released. It has to be added to my collection. It's amazing.
You got your praise.
It's a good thing we don't do these in order, because he might have missed it. Just saying.
It's true.
Right.
Okay. So my 5 games for number 3.
Go ahead, do it.
I'm just kidding. My number 3, I played with you. And it is, find a button. There we go. After Us.
Remember in the beginning of this, I said, I remember a game that I wanted to talk about and I forgot about it. That was the game.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
So this game, when this cover came out, it's probably my favorite cover of the year, if not like in top 3. Like, I don't want to put them all together, but I remember seeing it in a list of like a episode of some web show where they were talking about all the best covers, right? And I saw it before, but I was like, yeah, that's got to win, because Vincent Dutrait's one of my favorite artists in board games. And so when I saw it, I was like, I don't care what this is. I want to play it. I want to get it. I hope it's good. I haven't got it yet, because I'm right on that. I shouldn't just get a game because of the artwork, right? But then we saw it there, and I was like, I got to play this to find out. And I have to order it. I have to get it. It's too good. It's I wonder if there's all the bits and pieces. That's not too helpful. I'm trying to hope to see like a gameplay status so that I can at least talk about what it does. But anyway, it's a card drafting, deck building? It is deck building.
It's a little bit of deck building and engine building, right?
Right. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So you get a board, purple color, I guess, and then those are the monkeys that you start with, and you get a hand of 4, and you just put them out in whatever order you want. And when they make those boxes, see how there's that orange and black one that connect, that gives you those resources, so that you can see the resources in the top right corner there. And then those resources let you buy other types of cards, and the different types of cards they have are, they were right there. Yeah, so they're all face down here, so you can't see them, but they have baboons and chimpanzees and gorillas and orangutans. Those are the 4 different types, and they all kind of score different ways and stuff. And it was really fun. I kind of want to play it again now that we're describing it.
Definitely a little bit of tableau building, but the thing is, you play your 4 cards, like you have your deck, and you're buying the other cards that are going to go into your deck, and then you play your 4 cards, and then at the end of the round, those 4 cards go, and you draw new ones and do another tableau. So it's a one time, I guess, a one time like for that round your tableau, but you're
Yeah,
building.
it kind of reminds me of London, where you kind of build up a thing and then score it. Build up a thing and score it. But in this one, it's just every round you build it, score it, right?
Yeah. It really cool. Yep.
And yeah, so they even have a thing like this counter down at the bottom is your rage. So you get up to, what was it, 6 rage, I think, or 4 rage, maybe?
For every 4, you can mill mill your deck. You can
you cull it.
Yeah,
you cull it. You take one of the cards that you played to get rid of it.
Yep.
But when you do, you get something that's in the top right, that kind of thing. So you're trying to cull, you're trying to get the better stuff and all. But yeah, I mean, you can see it right here. This is a pretty good grouping here. They get a battery. I don't know what that is, like a coffee bean or something, a black one. I don't really know what anything. The orange things are fruits. Another battery. I don't know why batteries got snuck into it, just to give it that post-apocalyptic feel. Like the apes are only left for some reason. They're liking batteries, and then the light bulbs are points. So you pay. Then the second row, you start paying stuff to get points. Third row, some good points and stuff like that. It's just really fun to play. So
yeah, and what not only did the tableau building stand out, like the way that you have those 4 cards and you're trying to manipulate them to the best result possible for you in that game state. So like that works for whatever was going on maybe for that player, but later on, if you drew that same thing, you might want to put the blue before that's a bad example for the green. You might want to put the blue before the red because those lower right boxes you might have excess of them and you can use them to pay for the thing that you need that would be better for. So you're never limited. It's never just a consistent building. You have to redo all the time. But when you play a chip, you have these 4 chips, and when you play a chip face down, and it's where you want to go to purchase for that round, like where you want to go, what kind of card you want to add, and then you're giving the opportunity to the other players to follow what you did. So if I know based on game state you're going to go to red, I might not choose the red action because I can just follow and pay to do the red because you did it.
Right. You can see what everybody's resources are. So it's going to be like, okay, they're going to go red. So I'm going to do this one so that I can play. Yeah. And there's all these like cards that you can try to do too. Like if you pay 6 batteries, you get a level 1 card. If you pay 9, you get a level 2. It's a way to get other cards. So that's really cool. I was very happy that I enjoyed it. So definitely going to get that one.
The one that I added to the list when we started talking about this just now, that was the one that's like, oh, because I was going through some pictures from the week, and that stood out. Really good. The art was beautiful. I don't know if I have a picture of us actually playing it.
I don't know.
On the table.
Who taught us this one? Was it West?
Pretty sure it was West.
Yeah, it was West.
Yeah. Eric. I don't remember if Eric played that one with us or not.
But yeah, that's my number 3. Notice how I only have one.
Pictures from Mondra's. Oh, there's Evan signing his game for me.
Oh, nice. Yep. He signed it twice.
Yeah, because the first time it didn't work really well.
Well, the first time he used a gold marker on a brown building. So.
Right.
Okay, so now we're off to my number 2.
Yeah, here's my mess of an after us table.
Oh, hold on. Let me show that.
No, it's a complete mess.
No, put it up.
You can't really see what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
But like if I zoom in, you have that. If you went there, you can pay 3 to get a lesser card, and you can pay 6 to get a higher card. But then the way the game works is it really is really fun to play. God, there's so many pictures, dude.
All right, so my number 2. By the way, I think all 5 of these I'm going to find a way to buy someday. My number 2 is one that lots of people kept talking about and kept bringing back to the table. I played it 3 times. I don't think I played anything else 3 times. You can guess what it is, can't you?
Yeah. Do it.
Yep, it's Far Away.
Oh no, that's not what I thought you were doing.
Oh, I only played what you're thinking is 2 times.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you're getting that one. So, Far Away, It's one of the reasons why I like it so much is because it does something that I tried to do in a design and it failed on my part. I was like, yes, this is how it works. Um, so it's a real simple game. I think 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah,
Which normally I'm a bigger game person and stuff. Oh yeah, I heard that After Us is on BGA. Yeah. So first thing you do, you start with 3 cards. You put one down. So they put down this 25 one. It's nighttime. It says you get points for your yellow and your green cards. So you can see they got yellow and green cards and stuff. Then the next, you draw a card. Next thing you do, next round, is you put down another one, right? Well, if that card is higher in number than the one before it, then you get to grab from these. What are these map cards? They're not map cards. They start with an S. It was something strategic cards or something like that.
We were going to maps.
Yeah, you get these map cards, and they add bonuses to stuff. So it's almost like playing 2 cards in a way. So you kind of want to do that. However, sometimes the numbers don't, like you can see how this person then played 58. So they got another map card, but then they had to drop down to 43. So that's cool. At the same time, you're scoring at the bottom all the way here. Now, here's the cool part, though. After you're done, it doesn't all just score. You have to score from the right side first. You score this one, then you flip it down. Or, sorry, it's the other way around. You flip them over, all of them, and then you reveal the right one.
Right.
Just score this. So right now, if you were to score this, yellow cards and green cards with 3, well, that one's a yellow card, so you get 3 points there.
No, but you need.
I know. I'm gonna, and that one's a yellow card, so you'd get 6 points. However, it requires that you have 3 of those pineapple things right there, and there's no pineapple card there. There's only one here, so you wouldn't get that score. But then the next one you flip over, there's your pineapple. You should have put that before the other one. So it matters what order you put stuff in, and it's great. It's great. You just watch it like fail or work together and stuff. What's funny is Andrew Wolf taught us this game. Did he teach you as well?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if you'd played it before he was teaching, but he taught us this game, and he taught us the scoring in a mixed up way. That's why I started getting it wrong when I was just saying it.
Well,
but what's funny is
if we were playing with Mike and the Chris variant.
No, we're playing with Andrew Wolf's variant. For the first 2 games I did, in fact, I taught somebody the wrong way. Oops. Until we played with Dave and was it Dave and Di that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the ones that told us, like, oh, you're doing this wrong.
I was in the middle of another game. Yeah. And Dave turned around and goes, Mike, what the fuck?
No.
Like, this is all wrong. I'm like, I don't know. That's how I was taught.
The hilarious thing, though, is that my score came out the same no matter which way it was scored.
That's so funny.
My way that I thought it was supposed to happen, or the way the rules actually said.
Yeah, which is pure coincidence because
it's not. It's not
completely different back to front than it is front to back.
It's not. The way it scores is like mathematically it works both ways. So you can do it the other way, and it works exactly the same way.
I don't believe it. I need to see that done because in this situation they have on the table, if you scored it right to left with everything face up, you're going to have your pineapples. But if you score it right to left with everything face down, you don't.
No, check it out. So, okay. The way you're supposed to score is you score the farthest one, the rightmost card, right? And then you reveal the one to the left, and then you score that one. And then you reveal the one to the left, and you score that one. Go on. The way we scored was we messed up scored. We scored the left side first, and you get to look at all your stuff, right? It wants to give me a point for yellow and green.
Yeah.
So it works out the same way. We just scored backwards.
Yeah, we scored because everything would be revealed.
Right. We'd scored the left one, and we'd flip it down. And then we'd score the one to the right and flip it down. It works exactly the same.
Oh, it's the easy. So Andrew probably taught us because it's easier to think that way.
No. He said he was taught by someone else how to do that. So we don't know where this variant way of scoring came from.
That's funny.
But it works out either way, so that's fine. I'm keeping my wins from that.
You could cheat. That's fine.
Anyway, this This is going to be a big hit. I think people are going to talk about this one a lot. I think it's available now. I'm not sure.
It is, and I believe it's available overseas, but I think I want to say Pandasaurus is picking it up and
nice.
picking it for North America. I'm not sure if it's Pandasaurus, but someone is.
Yeah. Well, I hope to get one soon. It was good. There were meeples in it too, and I don't know what that was for. They're not even in the rules.
It was for scoring.
Oh, so you could just like walk along.
Yeah, we asked somebody. We played their copy, and we asked somebody what they were for, and I guess the publisher gave them out as like maybe at their booth or something. So when you go to score, you get the meeple to score with.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Dave and Di sent me some pictures. I'm going to totally backtrack a little bit, but I think this one's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, we were playing. Was that Monstrosity? Yeah, we were playing Monstrosity and decided to draw a monster next to me. That's Evan.
And then they sent.
That's
I don't
funny.
know. I want to say one of these, and Di, correct me. I'm not sure which one it is, but she sent this to me. I think this was one of the ones she said might be a tattoo.
No, that was the first one we did. I described that one. I had the croissant body that I described to everybody. It was the last one we did. It was the one. It was yours that she wanted to get a tattoo of because that's the one to want. The one with the snake hands.
This one?
Yes. Yours is on the left. Mine's on the right. Those were really close together, right?
Is that the one Di's going to get as a tattoo? It's so goofy.
Great.
Oh, my God.
How awesome would that be?
That's funny.
So anyway, my number, what is it, 2? Yeah, my number 2 is Far Away. All one word, by the way, Far Away. So what is your number 2? You get one game for number 2. What is it?
This is horrific, having to pick 2. Seems like a good idea. Sure. Choices will be made, that's for sure. So I do. All right. God, I really like that other game though, but I can't. So I'm gonna go with a game that's not out yet. It should be out in June. Right? These aren't games we played that are out. These are just games we played. So this one. So it's the newest game by Eric Lang, being published by Hasbro, and it's called Life of Reterra. R-E-T.
What's that one?
E-R-R-A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to put this on here, so I didn't put it on mine.
It was the last game I played. Wes and I played it last night. I guess early this morning counts. It was probably, we played it back to back. And we played it. It was probably 3-4 o'clock in the morning. But he brought, had advanced copies from Hasbro there that he, was giving out. We got a chance to play it, and I'm very much looking forward to playing more of it. The way that that components in the game, you take out all the tiles, and then you take out this little component tray, basically, that's covered, and you use that for the game. And the cards, that's one set in the game. Like you take out this little thing, and that's the game you're playing. And those cards are double-sided, so there's a different scoring if you want to go and play it right away. Those things on the left. Up, to the left.
I'm trying to hide them.
Yep. Those. All the way on the left, see the cards and the bits?
Yep.
Those cards is one scoring set for the game, and then the bits, those buildings are the same, but then you flip the card, and it's a completely different scoring for the buildings. But the idea is it's tile based. It's 4 2x2 squares on a tile, and you have a starting tile that has asymmetric starting tile with one of each terrain, or it has 4 different terrains on it. And then on your turn, there's a 5 tiles in the market, but you have 3 secretly that you can play. You don't draw up. You just have 3 that are kind of like a release valve just in case the market sucks. And then you pull a tile and you place a tile in what will end up being a 4x4 grid for your board. And then based on certain things that you're placing, you're trying to score for terrain that has 7 or more bits, you're trying to score for relics, like those little compasses on the right side of the left side of that board, but the right side of the screen. Those compasses, the cell phone, the book, those are all relics, so you get points for that. Some of the buildings will give you extra points if certain things. Those islands in the center there will score, I think, 8 points if they're fully surrounded. Really, really streamlined, really easy to get into and play with people that are non-gamers and families. And then the strategy and the replay through it with all the extra shit that you can add to it is just it's actually quite amazing. The level of complexity for a game that's super easy to get to the table, teach really quickly, and play. Really fun puzzle. And then the replay nature of those bits that you can flip a card and it's a completely different game because the cards score completely differently.
Yeah, all these different buildings are different if you play with the other ones. It's really cool. It gave me some Tiny Town vibes because each building that you build has their own special way of scoring, things like that, and it has that simple, like, get right into it, get going, and you're playing and scoring and doing things, and yeah, it's very good.
I think another fun feature of it are those gears. The gears, you immediately have to choose if you're going to let the gear sit because you're going to put a building on it in a later stage, or if you're going to put a person on it, like an inhabitant, and those also score points. But if you pass on it and then you can't complete it, then they're just open gears that you've wasted. But to place a building, you have to put a building on top of gears that are on the same tile type, like terrain type. You can't put a green forest next to an orange desert and put a building across that because they're on different terrain types. So you have to get the tile and put the gears next to each other in order to place the building on top of it. Or when you put a gear down and you're not going to use it for a building, put the inhabitant down. It was really, really clever stuff that is super streamlined and simple when you're playing it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one a lot. I'm glad I got a copy.
I'm glad you had that one on the list.
Yep, it's a good one.
All right, sir. You're number one.
Target in 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
So it'll be easy to get.
Yeah, I'll grab it up. Definitely. Yeah. So what's your number one, sir?
I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Are you not if I don't?
Well, I have a number one. You're doing it. Do it.
I played it before, so I feel like it's a little cheating if I put it in there.
I don't care. Do it.
You don't care if I cheat?
We didn't say that it had to be a new game that you played together.
Fair enough. All right, I'm going to do it. So I played it before. I love it. I know it's going to have its haters for its perspective on a certain element, but we had the chance to play with Francois, who is one of the developers and works for Captain Games, who also makes another favorite of mine called 13 Words, which I adore.
And we played.
I've talked about it on the show enough. Like that, I would rather play that over just one. I love what it does. I love the word association that it does. It's super streamlined and simple. But other than that and Sides and these other small games that they made this game called Path of Civilization. And it's probably, I've played this game more than any other game this calendar year. I played it 3 times up at Daryl's. I played it 3 times at the Gathering. I know, that's what I do. I cheat. 13 is much safer than 14 words. You can't have 14 words. It's too many. It really is. 12 is not enough. Like, you got to have the 13. But Path of Civilization is so... It does everything that a Civ game does with the building up and the tech tree and the like keeping your people moving forward in a certain way and then pivoting when you need to. But it does it in such a streamlined way that the last time we played this was a little over an hour. Like, we rocked through it and it was just a little over an hour.
That's hilarious.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Well, you're going to like it. It's good. Very good.
So we played it twice with the base game, and I taught it to them, and we played through it. And the way you set it up, you have the religion track with the square with the cubes. Then you have the wonders track, or the wonders cubes, and then you have the leaders cubes. And then you have the war track with all the other, like, the way that the game works is once you know the iconography of what the hell is going on those things, and it looks bonkers. It looks absolutely crazy. Like, we're getting into a 4-hour game and like, no way. the way that it works when you go through A through F is so streamlined and so simple. And then we got to play with the upcoming expansion for this game with a little bit more asymmetric boards, with new player cards and new yellow and red, like the end game stuff, the F phase.
See, you got something new. You got played something new with the expansion.
Because of the expansion. And it adds enough to it that it felt different when we were thinking about how the hell we're going to score and do these things. But it keeps everything so simply streamlined that it didn't really change anything. It just added new stuff, and not like Scoundrels and Skullports added to Waterdeep, where it's so simple you just play with it. It added more that created more of a puzzle and a replay nature, because all the art's different, all the cards are different, so every game's going to feel different. These actually curated a completely different experience with the way that the end game stuff was going, or like the end round stuff was going. It's so I adore this game. I really love the way this, I can wrap my head around it. It makes sense when you're going through it. The iconography and like what Matt would say, the UX UI of this game just makes sense for me. That you go through everything on the bottom of that board there, and if you're looking at it, you know what you're doing. When you do A, you do A. When you go to B, you know what you're doing. When you go to C, you know what you're doing. Everything just flows so well in this game.
And the best part about it is that there's no downtime. Everybody's doing it all at the same time. Everybody do A, everybody do B, everybody do C. Like you run it all together. You're always engaged, and it's only 90 minutes, maybe.
It says 30 per 20 per player, but I don't think, because it's supposed to be an hour and 20 minutes for 5 players, and I don't. With the first game we played, it was, because there were a lot of questions and a lot of talking. But the last time we played, it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Everything in turn.
I think 90 minutes is fair for like a 4-player game or something, especially your first game.
Sure, for sure.
But it's 90 minutes of engagement. It's not, I take my turn, wait 20 minutes, right?
Really, the only thing that will delay any of this stuff is if you and I are both going for a leader card. I need to let you know that I'm going for an orange leader. And then you need to let me know if you're going for the orange leader. And then we look at that track on the top of that board. And if your orange icon is higher than my orange icon, well, you get it no matter what. You break ties with that thing. And that's asymmetric for everybody. So in that kind of jockeying for, well, I think I want the orange. Well, I'm going to get the orange. Well, you're higher on the orange, so you get the orange first. That could be the only thing. There's still player interaction, but the game kind of comes to a halt for those that aren't looking for those cards. But they're also arguing over the red cards or the blue card. Like, oh, I want to buy the blue. Not arguing. They're not yelling at each other.
Right.
We kind of do it in order. But that kind of breaks, like with the wonders and the leaders. You're trying to get into like, okay, what's going to get me points? What's going to get me an action? How am I going to get those cubes I need? Oh, but they have more red. They're stronger in red than I am. So I got to hope they don't want the red so I can get the red.
Right
in the middle of the game, quite literally in the middle on that board, you have the blue triangle, and then you got the wonders and the leaders and the gray and the purple cards. Right in the middle of that thing, when you're trying to build the stuff that's going to help you in your engine, that's kind of where the crunchiness takes place. But what stands out in this game, and one of my favorite parts, is at the end of every round, before you go to fight or before you go for that round scoring, you buy a new card. So in phase E, you're going to spend your resources that you got in phase D, and you're going to buy a new card for your engine. And that's either going to be a green or an orange or a brown, depending on what you're trying to do for that. And then at A, you're going to take that new card you bought and the 4 cards you played that round in both those B spots and both those D spots. Forget about the one that's in the center. That's the leader, and it could trigger both. You take the 4 cards that are horizontal and the one you just bought, and you play 4 for that round. So every round you're burning a card, and it could quite literally be the one you just bought because you only bought it for the immediate boon that you get for buying the card.
I did that a few times, yeah.
You could go 4 or 5 rounds of the game and still have a starter card because you needed that red hit or whatever.
Yeah.
The game, it's that puzzle of how to change your cards for the round is absolutely brilliant. It's amazing. It's streamlined. I know people will say something about the art nature of it, but it's so smart. This game is
gameplay is very good. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And it's literally the game that I played the most so far this year. I'm like double digits. I've played this game, and I don't play like, my game, like what I play. This game, I gravitate towards this game because of how how it feels, how streamlined this game is. It's amazing.
Yeah, this is, and I don't think we've ever done this before, but this is the first time that we discussed who is going to get to put this on their list.
Yep.
Before the show.
Yep.
Because we were like, we both know this is going to be on the list. So who gets to talk about it? And I said, you're the one who brought it and all that stuff. So you talk about it. Plus you played the expansion. I didn't get to play the expansion. So
and that was really cool playing with him there. Cause he kind of like, when it came to the new round, he was going through the cards and picking the ones that he'd put down for that round. So instead of presetting it, he went through and he had a promo set of 4 cards that are the team. So him, Cedric, Robin, and somebody else who I forget. But there's 4 cards for each of them. And his is modeled after Ragnar. So he's got the beard and he's big and stocky. So one round, he dropped all 4 of those cards for us to play with.
Funny.
So we're playing with the team. It really... That was really fun, and it was a really cool experience. But gameplay wise, if you want to give it a chance, it's worth giving a chance. This game is great.
Yeah,
it really is.
It was good, very good.
Yep.
So I am glad that you got to talk about that one, so I can talk about my number one.
I don't think there's another one on here that I want to talk about.
Yeah, we'll let you cheat after my number one. Shut up. My number one, I don't think you got to play.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
We spent 12 days together. Now you're telling me to shut up? Unreal.
That's not the first time I've said that in the last 12 days.
I don't think you've
we spent 7 days together. Did it feel like 12? Is that
it
what
felt
happened?
like way more.
That's fair. So my number one that you did, shut up.
I had to deal with you. I had to deal with Evan. I had to deal with Eric. I had to deal with West. I had a lot to do for a long time. That's why I'm exhausted.
Right. That's why. It wasn't the not sleeping at all.
No, it had nothing to do with that.
My number one is Rats of Wistar.
I'm so exhausted.
I know. We'll go after this. It's okay.
No, it's fine. It's games. I could talk about it forever. I am jealous of you that you got to play this one.
Yeah, so this was really fun. I think Brett and Laura taught me the game. I played with Eos as well. It has these little mice that instantly make you think of Root, right? But that's the whole thing. I was hoping for like a better picture of the whole thing. That's close. The best part of course, it won't let me zoom in on it though. The best part of this game is the action selection. Hey, we talked all about how the things we didn't like about your games while you were gone. So.
We waited for you to leave to trash your other stuff.
Yeah. So this game, you're the rats in the middle. Those are your workers and worker placement. But there's actions on the outside of the wheel. So that's what you're selecting. Like if I put the orange one here, I'm selecting that light bulb action, which is getting cards. But you're also getting the action of what you put them on there. And every round the wheel turns. So the actions, it looks like Secret and M, right? So the actions that you do on the wheel change and aren't associated with the action from last round. It's really interesting. You can kind of think ahead and go, okay, that part is going to come back around this time. And then your mice that are around the outside let you do that many times. So if yellow pulled their 2 yellow mice over in front of the wood here, they'd get 2 wood, right? And that's exactly what they could do. Like that little symbol that they're sitting on is move 2 of these mice around. So you'd sit on it, you'd move them over to the wood side, and you get 2 wood. And the reason why you want all those things is because you get to go into someone's house and explore it, which is, it's been very Secret and M because you're smart. There's the house with no cards on it. So that's awesome. But, no, there's a card in there. So you go into the house and you have to spend certain things to explore, which is basically getting to take cubes off of your main board and put it there. And of course you get scoring opportunities every time a cube comes off. So it's got a little bit of that kind of mechanism as well.
Right.
It's just really cool. It's I want to play it again. I did a really heavy card Yeah, all these cards. I did a really heavy card play at the very beginning, and everybody was like, "Whoa, look at how great he's doing!" And then I just hit stagnant, like like because I built the wrong cards in a way. Like I didn't realize how they would work and stuff. And then I just kind of sat there while everybody else went past me. I was like, "Okay, I know how this works now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play it again." So I got to get this game. Yeah, it's very, very good.
That was on my art one that we did with Andrew.
Yeah, this cover, yeah.
Yep.
Very Secret of NIMH, obviously, with the red cape and the rat and all that.
And that's really cool if you cut that from ground level up, right? You got the house in the background, looks a little foggy. You got the mice in the front that have like the thing. Like that looks cool. But then you go underground and you got the blueprints on the wall and stuff like that's the cover is just like, yep. And Cranio is good. Cranio makes good stuff.
Yeah, it's very good. So yeah, that was my number one. Very happy to play it. Thank Brett for teaching. And I think Eos destroyed me in it, which is fair because he played a really good, smart game.
He is good at games. That's for
sure. Halfway through the game, I was like, I looked over at what he was on. I was like, that's what I should have been doing. Mm-hmm. And when you do that halfway through the game, you're like, all right, next game.
Yep, that happens.
But it's a good game when I lose horribly, and it's still my number one from the event.
I am honored that you put the Canvas Critters on. I did not. We had a good time playing it, but for that, of all the games you played, for that to be on your list is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, making the mosaic and stuff like that. I do that anyway. Every single, this, every game I'm sitting piling stuff together. I'm making stupid pictures out of things and stuff. So to have the excuse of I'm supposed to be doing this is great.
The tactile nature of games, right? You have a hand of cards and you have resources and you have dice and you have like in games you want to feel the bits, but that one you're playing with the stuff, right? You're actually creating stuff with what you're touching. Like one of the games that I had on my list that I played more of 3 times, I think, was Leaf. And having those big chunky leaves with the different points and being able to place them out on the board to get them to connect with other leaf tile, like that tactile nature is stuff that we just inherently want to do. So like that, it makes that game really fun. Otherwise, it's got your set collection, or it's got your, you're trying to get the animals, or you're trying to get the sun tokens, or you're trying to climb the tree, or whatever it is. But that idea of having something that you can manipulate out on the board, and if I do it this way, it does one thing. If I do it this way, it does another. It's really fun game, and it's quick. It's not hard. It's super easy to get into and plays really fast.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I just wanted to keep playing on it and doing different stuff, And we even kind of talked a little bit about some scoring options and stuff like that. I think made it even a little more interesting, a little more fun in a way to make it smooth. I like trying to, in any kind of game like that, where there's basically a judge, someone who puts out scoring and stuff, any way you can like try to mitigate the, I feel bad for giving you this score kind of thing. That's great.
Well, that's what we wanted to do when initially when it was the ribbons, right? The ribbons were being passed being given to people face down. But like the next day, I got to show that game to Sabrina from Barnes and Noble, and she had an unbelievable experience with what was being like. This isn't like this. I want to do this, and it happened. It would have been the same, but the enhancement that you brought to it with that table brought to it with the having all the bits out and all of those things made the game, it made it feel better, it made it quicker, it just made it more streamlined and more accurate too. It fixed a few things, so having that was really good.
I mean, that's my test for if you're human. If I hand you 6 cubes and you don't make a little pyramid out of them immediately, robot,
something's wrong. Well, the fox that's in it too, and we might have talked about this, but the fox that's in it is just a standard cube, but the graphic designer just put 2 ears on it and a nose to make it look like a fox head. But so it's that size, and then the elephant and the rhino and the snake. The snake changed. I got to show you the snake. The snake doesn't look like a dick anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I know that's probably why you fucking loved it, but
okay. It's going down. It's off the list.
it had but it is fun. It's inherently intuitive to take some bits and start creating stuff with it. So it comes across really well. I think it's gonna do well. And the art
Critter canvas,
Canvas Critters.
canvas critters. Okay,
Yours is Critter Kitchen. Ours is Canvas Critters.
right.
Right.
Well, not mine, but
Put paintings up in the kitchen, then it would be Canvas Critter Kitchen. Whatever. I'm tired. That didn't land. Anyway, it's yeah, it was amazing 12 days. I know not everybody was there for 12 days, but definitely got to play stuff that's on my list. The experiences that came out of, again, I feel like it could be a completely different list, but moments from the con that were Dark Moon, that were The Thing, that were Stuff of Legend, like those
Dark Moon was good. Yeah.
Oh God. So
it came down to one reveal at the end. That was
yeah, it was a bad play on my part. I thought it was too soon to reveal. I thought, and then the play to try and see if I can get information to know if Dave really was infected or not made me look weird. I should have revealed at that point, but it was too late because everybody else fixed the shit that needed to be fixed. So, damn it, the only thing missing there was Evan. Getting to play that with Evan, the way Evan plays that game, the designer Evan, that was we should have back on. But that having him is completely different experience.
Yeah, I one game that I played that I didn't put on my list because I played it many times, and one of my favorites is Ark Nova, and I got to play that with Andrew. I got to show it to Andrew, and I was like, I hope it's like one of those games where, like, I destroy him and he feels bad, but he had me worried. We were right neck and neck throughout the whole thing. I was like, man, damn. But yeah, that was fun, and I do have one honorable mention. Almost got on there that Wes taught us, which was the Dreadful Meadows.
Oh,
yeah. So Dreadful Meadows is on there because on honorable mentions, just almost solely for the art and production. I mean, the game itself was fun, definitely fun, but I was just very happy with that whole thing. Like, if you haven't seen, so the cover, I actually think the cover isn't as good as even the rest of the artwork.
Yeah.
I wish they'd done the cover so check. This is who I played, which is an awesome ability. I wish the cover of the box looked like that.
Yeah, with all the
with all that, filigree or whatever you want to call it around the edges there. Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really fun. Again, another game going into it that I thought was different than what it was. I had no idea it was a tile laying, like, almost worker placement type thing, but like, I did not expect that game to be what it was at all.
Yeah. It's smooth, but it's got some meat on the bone. It's very good.
Yeah, and the artwork's stellar.
Yeah, and the artwork's so good.
That shocked me, and I didn't say it earlier, but we said it when we found out. The idea that you're taking the stuff that you're getting from your farms and you're putting it on those cards for points was very Noctiluca based, and turns out that Chem Phillips did both of them. Like, was involved in, so that idea, that concept of pulling things off your board and scoring them on a card, it makes sense, and it works really well for this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a fun game. So, I wanted to thank Wes for teaching it. So,
yeah, that was very good.
Great. You got some honorable mentions, I know, that you want to squeeze in?
No, I talked about the components. Oh, Athenium. I'll talk about Athenium.
Oh yeah, yep, that was a really good.
I really enjoyed that one. That one came out during the global shutdown. From Renegade, a little bit of a wonky thing with the way you play the card and how you give to the left. The instructions were weird, and the cards weren't. I don't know. It could have been explained a little bit differently, but the idea that you're playing a card, and I love dual use cards. You're playing a card, and on the bottom of the card is what you get, what you're giving to yourself. But on the top of the card, it's split left and right, and what's on the left is going to your left player, and what's on the right is going to your right player. So you're giving them either books or pulls from the bag or points that are going to benefit them. And you have to figure out, well, I don't want to give them a black book because they're they're looking to score this card, and I'm looking to score this card. It really, really, it shocked me how simple it was to play, and how fun it was to collect everything and try and hit the way the scoring cards needed certain books and certain shelving units. Or like, yeah, that yellow is what that player is getting. So if you played that card, you get what's in the yellow. You get a pull from the bag and a green book. Cool. And you have a hand of cards, and you're playing one of them, and then you're passing the rest of the cards to the next player, either on the left or the right, depending. But when that card is played, you get what benefit on the yellow, and then the player sitting to the left of you gets what's in the upper left box, which they call green, and the player to the right of you gets what's in the upper right box. And then on your turn, not only are you giving yourself the yellow, but you're getting what's in the green box on your right and what's in the blue box on your left. So it was really fun. And the whole set collection and putting them in your bookcase and making sure you follow certain rules, and really, really fun puzzle.
Yeah, and it's not even on your turn. You all do it simultaneous. So we all put down our cards, and then you get all your stuff, right? So, and you got little spiders that you get to squish
when you fill up cabinets
or relocate, depending on how you feel about spiders.
They find a way to come back. And also, Icky is going to be on a different list that we're probably going to end up doing.
I didn't play that game, so.
Oh my God. What was it, Dave? Was it 9 hours with the break? Like, technically it was 9 hours long and we went to dinner, but that game took an amazing amount of time to get through the rules and get to play. It was really cool what it's doing, but it was brutal.
Yeah, if I can, I relocate spiders from my house to the outside, but sometimes you can't.
Certain ones I'll do the same thing too.
But yeah, no, it was a fun game. I like this one a lot. That should have been my honorable mentions as well. It looked, honestly, when you put the box in, I was like, this looks like it's going to be kind of like too light, too kind of straightforward for me. And it did. It had, like what you said, it had some interesting, like, ooh, if I play this, then this. But if I play that, oh, he needs this. I can't give him that kind of stuff. I like that kind of, oh, do I do this thing where he gets to grab the one thing he's been looking for? I can't do that. And then you get it from the other player instead. I'm like, oh, why didn't I just play that? You know.
Yeah, each time we played it. Yep. Again, I think I played this one.
It's the art style that made me feel that way, yeah.
For sure.
Which is not a bad art style, but it has just an air of, like, I don't know, like, this is going to be something you've seen before. Mm-hmm. And it definitely has mechanisms that you've seen before, but it still feels like its own thing. So
yeah, I agree. And you got the different opportunities with the bag and the candle.
Hey, look at that. Huh? Yeah.
That's Athenium?
Well, no, it's a mosaic for it.
Right. I didn't know that was based on Athenium. That's cool.
Well,
I only heard about the game because Michael Petrie came up for Leprechaun and was selling it. And I was like, oh, it looks really cool. Like, the mechanisms look really cool. And it's Renegade. Renegade puts out some good stuff. Yeah, I had no idea. Well, anyway, that would be one that I would seek out if you can. It can't be expensive. I'm sure it's had its run. I'm not sure if it's still in print, but it's got a lot of fun stuff going on in it. Yeah, 8.5 hours. That was with dinner though, Di, right? Like that was the night we went out, or one of the nights, one of the many that we went over to Griffin. But it took a long time to get through the rules. There were so many questions, and the questions were not answered by the rule book. It was just, you can fill up the whole board.
They did it by cheating, Evan. That's how they did it.
No cheating. You get, when you pull from the bag, you can get, if you luck into a couple of those double books, and then you have it depends on also what the people are giving us. If they're giving you wands and they're giving you points, then you're not getting enough books. But if you can give yourself enough books and you get the doubles from the bag, no cheating. I never filled that much.
Wait, look at all those dark books together.
We can't see it. You're not showing it. I see it on the bottom, but the people can't see it.
Well, they don't need to see it.
That's fine. Rules alone were just about 2 hours. It was brutal.
All those on Icky? You mean not this one? Yeah.
No, not for Athenium. That was for Icky. Ike. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll know to dodge that one.
Probably Icky. Really fun. Like, I'm sure if we played it again, we'd play it at what the box says the game would take.
What does the box say?
7.5 hours. No, I think it says 90 to 120 or 90, somewhere around there. It's supposed to take that much, but the rule book is not. It wasn't done well. Grammar is really tough, and rule books can be read like sentences can be read certain ways based on inflection and commas and lack thereof.
Sure.
And it was we would not die if it was you and Dave and if that crew was back together playing that game. There's no shot we play it in under 2, probably not even under 3. But that's just because of us and who we are as we start busting each other's chops about. My God, it's still Dave's turn. But important. Yeah, important. But I'm sure another group of players that actually play games well and ragging each other constantly will be able to play through that game pretty quickly once understanding the rules.
Oh, well, if you want to throw in understanding rules into the experience.
Pretty important in that game for sure.
All right. Well, that was our top 5. That was a lot of our experience, but we didn't even really talk about which is the best part, which is seeing friends and hanging out with friends and stuff. And you can't really describe that much, but and every con has its level of that. I just feel like this is a hyper-focused version of that, right? Yeah. Like it's not really about the games; it's really about the people you're playing with, and that's what makes this industry awesome. That's why we're happy to be in it, or even adjacent to it. Just playing games, being in the hobby, pretty great.
My highlights again, the late nights and being the last one to leave the ballroom and like doing those pictures, but being with the people, like those are awesome. But most of my memories and what I look back on from the last 12 days are not the games I played and not some of the moments that happened in the games I played, but heading over, for me personally, heading over to the Griffin and being there, even though the first night we were there was like 3 hours because the waitress took forever and it took a while to get our stuff done. And we had 16 people, and then we went there Monday and we had 18 people. And being there in those moments, even though that's multiple games can be played in that time. Like you can stay in the ballroom and order your food in and keep playing games and cool. But getting away from that stuff and being around the table where people are just them and not there for 3WS or Cardboard Alchemy or the Op or whoever else was there, right? You're just hanging out with people that you don't have a chance to really hang out with in that capacity for that amount of time anyplace else unless you know them and you go to somebody's house. You don't get that at a Gen Con. You don't get that at other conventions like that. It's usually like a hug, how you doing, safe travels, right?
Right.
Those moments when I look back, and even last year and the year before, those nights that we're out and we're hanging out and we're just laughing and talking about Al with the Yukon shot, right? Like finding out that was a fucking story. Like those moments are the things that I absolutely adore about not only industry, but being at that convention for that long. It's a little bonkers, but it's just amazing.
Well, don't feel too jealous. Just go hang out with friends and you'll get the same feeling. It's that's what it is. So
you get it from a local con. It's the same thing that happens at
same for local cons and stuff. It's the same idea.
Yep, it's just a small convention. It's a small.
It's hard not to get FOMO and stuff because I'm about to have it. I'm not gonna go to a few. I'm not gonna go to Gen Con. I'm not gonna go to Origins, all that stuff. So you get it throughout the year, right? But
it's a completely different feeling with those things, though, right? Like,
oh sure, but you still want to go.
Well, of course you want to be there, but you don't have like Gen Con and those things do not have. For me, they're fun. I adore them. I love being there, doing those things with people, not only with the teams, but with the people that like your stuff and like, oh, I remember that game and this game gave me this. We were playing Stuff of Legend and blah, blah, blah. Those conventions do not have the moments that happen here. Like you're not going to get that there. If you do, you're with a certain amount of people and you might get it in a night because not only are they only 3 or 4 days, you're just exhausted by the time dinner's over. And this is just like you're there for that stuff. It's a same thing with a local convention, a small vendor presence, more focused on gaming, and you can connect and play games with people on that level.
Things like BGG Con and Dice Tower and CoosCon. Yeah, all of those ones where it's just people sitting at tables playing games. It's not really about exhibition halls and stuff. Like you might have a few of those, you know, or a little bit of that or stuff. But yeah, those are my favorite types. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, we've talked about this enough. People are bored with us. They're probably tired.
They might have learned about a game that they should go out and get, or
will be coming very soon, and you can get. Or if you're watching this later, it's probably already out. So check those out. Hopefully, you'll get a few of them. That I'm going to get every one that was on my list. Maybe one or two that was on yours. It's been good.
Yeah, I think I got to track down the thing. I think that's it. Well, Humbug isn't out yet. I need to grab that. Right. Schadenfreude, I got it. I don't know how I'm going to get that one. And the Thing Outpost 31 from the op, not the Thing, the board game, the Outpost one. It really, like, it rivals Dead of Winter for me. Like the experience that Dead of Winter does with that co-op and the hidden nature and the shuffle the cards and who the fuck put in the can of food, like those kind of things. But the Thing did it, especially if you know the IP. The Thing did it really well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good. It reminded me of the Who Goes There?
Who Goes There?
Same idea. And I played that in LA, and that was really good.
Yep.
All right. So, anything you want to tell people later this week? You're playing This Is the Play. You don't know what you're doing, but it'll be Friday.
Friday, 6:00. Wes and I will cause a little bit of chaos.
Cool.
I'll actually ask him because I'm pretty sure he came up with his top 5 for tonight. But he couldn't. Obviously, I think he's still driving back from Toronto. I'll ask him about his top 5, so we have that list as well, and then we'll play something. I just don't know what we're going to play yet.
Be good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see everybody at least Friday, if not Monday again.
Yeah. Buddy, it was great to see some people and hang out in an extended period of time with people that just support us and talk to us and being able to play, like I said, Monstrosity with people that have been in the chat watching us goof off for a while. It's stupid fun. It blows my mind every week that this is a thing that we get to do.
All right. See you, Evan. See you, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.
Good night.